At right defense, sophomore number 2, Ethan Gornick. At left wing, sophomore number 61, Max Feely. At right wing, senior number 72, Aiden Urquidez. At center, junior number 34, Kyle Sebastian. And in goal for Plainfield, sophomore number 50, Sion Zielinski. And the rest of the Plainfield Predators. And now the starting lineup for the home team tonight, the BGHW Stampede. They are coached by Chris Waters. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, sophomore number 3, Tom Pasoli. At right defense, senior number 2, Colin Jones. At left wing, senior number 9, Cam Christopher. At right wing, junior number 21, Ryan Costanza. At center, senior number 56, Aiden Gargarty. And in goal for the Stampede, junior number 30, Ronan Alanis. And the rest of the Stampede. Let's meet today's officials. The referees are Mike Anderson and Alex Crow. The linespeople are James Kenny and Gavin Powells. Tonight's off-ice officials. The game timekeeper is Don Kagabine, and the official scorer is Sam Schwartz. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if you are able and willing and face the flag as we honor our country and those who serve with a recorded performance of the Star-Spangled Banner by Wayne Mesmer.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Lineups read, anthem sang, and we are ready for puck drop here in the state semifinals for the combined division. BGHW looking to make it back to the dance. 15-minute periods here in this level of combined teams, meaning teams that combine multiple schools to form a team if they don't have enough players to make one of their own. And so glad that teams are even just allowed to do this in general, because it gives so many high school hockey players a chance to compete.
Well, not everybody has the good fortune of having enough boys in the building that are interested in playing high school hockey. So it gives, like you said, it's an opportunity for those that may not have enough to kind of combine, and under these special particular rules through the the state association, they're able to get together and they have their own separate division, their own state championship, take nothing away from either, both very talented divisions.
Starting netminder for BGHW, Ronan Alanes, 2-0-0 in the state tournament. He's only allowed 2 goals in 2 games, a .926 save percentage. On the other side, Sian Zelensky, he's played 1 of their games, won it, allowed 3 goals in it, and had a save percentage of .897. BGHW in black, they'll go from left to right on your screen here in the first period. Plainfield in white, they'll go from right to left. Ready to rock at West Meadows Ice Arena in beautiful Rolling Meadows, Illinois. We are underway as Plainfield takes the opening draw and dumps it in. Quickly down below the line, it's taken away by Dominic Pasoli. The leading scorer defensively in the AHAI State Tournament, 3 points in 2 games. Now they enter the zone offside, Ryan Costanza.
A little bit of energy here off the opening face-off, and Stampede trying to run down the other end of the ice. Cameron Christopher just a half step over before the puck. And boy, what a tournament he's had so far through 2 games. 5 points.
Face-off won by Plainfield. It goes to the captain, Colin Mahoney. Out to the neutral zone. Eucadis got it along, but then it's poked away by Ryan Costanza. Out to Cam Christopher, the captain, centered it. Costanza with a shot, and the first save, first test for Sian Zelensky.
So Zelensky in that win over Prep, stopping 26 of 29. A good look. Hey, when you're a goaltender, you want to see that first puck early, right? He was able to do that, especially the fact they played in a different arena for the quarterfinals and here in the semifinals. So lighting might be a little bit different. Get your bearings, get that first puck, and make a save.
Rosemont Ice Arena. Go ahead, Max.
You mentioned goaltenders wanting to get into it. On the opposite side, you had Ronan Alanes that needed a little bit of a lap each time the whistle's blown because he hasn't seen anything yet. These goaltenders want to get into the game as quickly as possible.
Only 40 seconds have passed, but it's probably been more like 1.5 to 2 minutes of real time. Here's BG at the left point. Plainfield trying to kick it out. They're not able to. It's kept in by Carganella. Out to the neutral zone. Now near side, William Selleck will dump it in. Takes a deflection, no icing called, as it's picked back up by the Predators. Bitsky get that one out, and he will, but it's regained by the Stampede. Carganella comes across left wing side, down to the corner, centers it, back up high. It's Yee trying to fire a shot, but Elias Blanco got his stick in the way, and it never hit the net. Now battle for it, near side corner. Yee pokes it free. Another centering pass. Antonucci with a shot, and that takes a deflection, goes wide. Now another battle for the puck down below the goal line. Bangs pokes it free. Goes across, looking for Yee, taken away by Plainfield as they send it out to the neutral zone, where it's picked up by Reed Gergerts. Gergerts takes a shot, save made by the glove of Zelensky.
Well, kind of just a soft touch back there, back to the neutral zone, and then they try to do a quick change. The puck barely made it across the red line, and they were able to get a little bit of a pressure back at the other way on Alanes.
Gergerts, the OT hero in this same round last year. BGHW went up 3-0 to Maine before Maine tied it up, forcing overtime. Reed Gergerts, the OT winner. Now BGHW is going to have a chance to play that very same Maine team if they can win this game. This is a 1 versus 5 seed, but Plainfield is not as much of an underdog as you might think. They finished 4th place in Illinois West, but went on a run and ended up winning the championship in 3 games. And once we get a whistle, I'll give you some details about that game 3, because obviously I didn't see it. I didn't see any tape of it. I looked, trust me. It's one of the wildest box scores I've ever seen. Here's Yee near side, takes a hit. It's back up. Now Roush below the goal line, sends it back up to the point, misses man, and Dominic Pelosi will have to chase it all the way back out. Takes a lap behind his net. Haven't said Alanis' name yet. We might have to here. Here's a shot, and he stops it. Alanis with his first save, first test, and it gets deflected up and into the netting.
Well, really the first time that the Predators had any sustained pressure and presence in the offensive zone. And so, you know, this has been an opportunity for these two teams to kind of feel each other out. That's one thing I've noticed. These guys, you know, they play a lot of games. They play a lot of, you see a lot of the same teams over and over again in the league. These two teams are from different leagues, and you get a little bit of a feeling out sense here. I don't know if Max is getting that sense as well downstairs.
Yeah, no doubt that these teams are feeling each other out a little bit, but we're going to have a power play here.
Yeah, I got it. Completely honest, guys, I didn't see anything in real time.
I didn't either, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, the whistle sounded because the puck went up and into the netting, but it's going to give Plainfield a chance on the power play, so big opportunity here for them. We'll see what they can do with it. Left circle face-off is won by BGHW. Cullen Jones trying to clear. Battle for the puck near side corner. 2-on-1, both captains of Plainfield in the mix. Poked free. Hugel back up high. Eucrates gets it to the high slot. Here's a shot from Gornick, and that goes wide. Down below the goal line. With it again is Kyle Sebastian. Or excuse me. Yes, Kyle Sebastian. Here's a shot. That one deflected wide and picked off by BGHW. They'll finally clear.
That last one redirected twice on its way to net. It missed the net, but that was trouble if it was on net.
On the season, Maine with the second best power play in Illinois West, 34.3%. It'll get dumped down again. Still a minute to go on it, halfway through. As one of the co-captains, Aiden Eucrates, gets it over to the far side. Sebastian can't get it out. Here is Cam Christopher with a shot shorthanded, and a big save made by Zelensky.
You got to make sure you know where your Cam Christopher is.
Cam Christopher, the very first ever recipient of the combined J.J. O'Connor Award Player of the Year. Here he is again as he centers it now. Carganella with a shot. Not sure if that one ever hit the net, but it stays out regardless. AHAI is giving out a Player of the Year every year, but this is the first time they've ever had a red and combined Player of the Year. Cam Christopher has been a really fun player to watch over the years for BGHW. He is a veteran of this team.
Well, trying to take that leadership, the C on the sweater, and kind of lead and will his team in here to the finals once again.
Stick taps by Zelensky indicate to his skaters that their power play is ending. Here's a shot from the neutral zone. Awkward save needed to be made there by Alanis. Now out to the neutral zone. Sent back in by Plainfield. Up ice. Loose puck, they try and get it out of the zone. It's kept alive at the blue line. Now back up top, Birkencotter. Tried a shot that gets blocked, and look out. Here comes Ryan Bitsky down the right wing side, becoming a 2-on-1 with Tomcho, and he couldn't get it across to him. He tried the shot, and that got blocked. Great defensive play by Cullen Jones. Now chipped off the near glass and out to the neutral zone. And knocked right back in by Bangs. Still 0-0. 5.5 gone by here in the first. The game right before this one, the other combined division semifinal. Maine scored the game opening goal right around this time and never looked back. They won 1-0 to advance to Allstate Arena.
Well, and I know that both players from both of these teams were watching with anticipation.
Basoli gets it over. Here's a shot from the left circle by Wisniewski, and that gets stopped. 8:59 to go here in period number 1.
Pretty impressive start here for Zelensky, in goal for the Predators. Fresh off the win yesterday, he should feel pretty confident. And they got two goaltenders. You know, they started another one in the game 1, and then they went to Zelensky game 2, and he earns the net here in the semifinal.
And usually around this time of year, you kind of are set on your goaltender of choice. Here's a centering pass, and Reed Gergert's shot just missed. Gergert's chases it back out to the neutral zone. Wind flapping in his jersey as it's dumped in. Now a hit by Ethan Gornick. Knocked a man into the near side corner boards, right near the door was that, Ray, we saw open during mid-play yesterday.
It did yesterday, yeah. Seems everything seems to be nice and locked and airtight.
Hand pass will stop play. Now that we have a moment, want to recap this West Cup Championship Game 3 for you. The Warriors went out to a 3-0 lead 1 minute and 50 seconds in. Plainfield battles all the way back to tie it up 4-4. It was 3-2 Warriors after the first period, 4-2 Warriors after the second, and then Plainfield with 2 in the third to tie it up and win in overtime. Logan Hugel out there, number 47, with the OT winner, but he has yet to record a point in the state playoffs.
Those type of emotional wins, you hope they carry over into the state tournament.
The thing about high school hockey, right, is you have your league playoffs and your state playoffs. Two very different competitions that mean very different things. Selleck. Near boards tried to get that one ahead. Now Gogarty. Pinned up into the near boards. Gornick forced him to just dump it down. And Plainfield wraps it around the boards and out to the neutral zone where it's dumped in again. Game 4 of our quadruple header here at West Meadows Ice Arena. Major shout out to you if you have been watching all 4. Our last 2 on Marquee Sports Network. Happy to have you along from wherever in the world you may be watching.
Definitely been a marathon.
Yeah, same thing as yesterday. And the hardest working guy, the only guy that's been part of all 4 games besides our camera operators, Jimmy the Wiz. Here's Christopher over to the near side. Selleck will backhand it down to the corner. As it's fought for, Christopher pulls it out. Tried to get that one back up to the point for Dominic Pasoli. We'll have to turn around and just fire it right back in. Gornick. Out to the neutral zone. Jones will loft it in. Far side picked back up by the Predators. And Colin Mahoney gets it out to the neutral zone, but not past Jones, who brings it right back in. Jones centered it, puck loose, and it oohs and ahs from the crowd, but it did just roll wide. We'd love to see the goal cam replay of that at our next whistle. Shots on goal, 4-4. Puck sent back up high, just out of the reach of Jones. He'll have to chase it all the way back into his own end. It slows down and will not be an icing. Excuse me, it won't be an icing because it was his own guy. This will be, though. And we stop action with 5:54 to go in the opening period.
Well, things getting a little busy here in front of Zelensky. Puck goes into the corner. Some big hitting here that's happening. But, you know, you want to try to disrupt. There is that little bit of a tip. Zelensky goes right in front of him in the crease and steers it off to the side into the corner. And no damage done for Plainfield. Another big hit late here. So this is going to be perhaps part of the game that we're going to see more of. Some of the physical presence, try to take each other out of their offensive game.
And tripped up. I think it's the right call not to call the penalty there. It looked like he kind of more just fell on his own, then got physically tripped. It's that optical illusion that makes things hard for the officials sometimes. There's some great shots on the corner cam you just saw on the replay. Shout out to Max Dunn making his SHL Network debut, and welcome 4 straight games. Here's Gergertz. Down below the goal line. Ben Rausch. Picked back up by Plainfield to the other side and sent ahead. 10 minutes elapsed here in game 2 of this semifinal day in the combined division. And just to clarify, this is single elimination, game 2 meaning the second semifinal, not a series. This one's set in front, Gogarty, but a nice stick knocks it out of there by Jack Demke. And now a man's taken down in the corner, and that will be a penalty. Cam Christopher draws the penalty, and his team's going to the power play.
Yeah, cross check here, trying to stop, disrupt things from Cam Christopher. Christopher able to throw on the brakes. A little bit of an extra energy in the cross check right into the board, so he'll go to the box for 2.
BGHW on the season second in power play goals in North Central. Through 22 games, they had 11. They'll take on this penalty kill here. And try and open the scoring here tonight. Face-off won by the Stampede, Pasoli. Near side, Christopher. Cam Christopher dumps it down low, wraps it around the boards, goes over to Costanza at the left circle. Below the goal line once again, Ronkoski back to Costanza, back up top, Pasoli takes the shot himself, and it's swallowed up by Zielinski.
Dylan, you mentioned just a minute ago how different the league playoffs and state playoffs can be. Mentioned the single game elimination, but this game was really billed as expected to be a high scoring game, and we're more than 10 minutes in without a goal. Just goes to show you how much tighter teams can play in this single elimination format, especially when a ticket to the state championship's on the line.
It's that chess match. We saw the 1-0 final score in the game right before this. Every moment counts.
Max has a great point. I mean, 13 goals in 2 games for Plainfield, 12 in their games for
Look out here,
Stampede.
it's stolen away. Shorthanded breakaway for Feely, and he scores! What a start for Plainfield! Maximus Feely with his 3rd of the AHAI State tournament opens the scoring tonight.
Well, that's some kind of a broadcaster's jinx. I don't know if it's a negative or positive one, but I guess all I had to talk about was no scoring, and 20 seconds later we get our first goal.
Well, great takeaway there, and you see quickly Atlanta's trying to get on his toes. Upper 90, and a great shot and a 1-0 lead for the underdog in this game, the Predators with the 1-0 lead.
Right when you thought momentum was going to the way of BGHW, getting on the power play, a huge moment for Plainfield. We'll see if BG can get back to work on this power play. Carganella will dump it in, goes to the far side. Reed Gergers with it at the left point, trying to pass it back up top. Carganella eventually got it, down to the circle, sticked away, and now brought out. Ahead, here's another breakaway. This time it's Bitsky, and a save this time by the blocker of Alanis.
Well, if you thought maybe Atlanta's might be a little bit shaky after giving up that shorthanded goal, that was denied right here. Comes out in front of the crease, gets big, challenges the shooter, steers it to safety. I guess we shouldn't have been too surprised by that shorthanded goal. 6 on the season in league play, first in the West for the Predators. So a timely one coming here in the state semifinals.
Maximus Feely, it's got to feel good for him to get on the board. He finished his last 4 games of league play without a point, and that includes that exhilarating 5-4 victory in Game 3 of the West Cup. Now 3 goals and 2 assists in less than 2 games and a third here in the AHAI State tournament. Cam Christopher comes across the line, leaves it. Ronkoski, high slot, takes the shot, deflected wide. Not sure if maybe a piece there for Zielinski. Now kept at the blue line by Pasoli. Spins, gets it down low. This is Costanza. Gets it back from his captain, Christopher. Now back to Cam. He takes a shot. It's turned away by the pad. Finally found and sent all the way down, but just not in time as the penalty had just expired, so it will be an icing.
Well, everything going the Predators' way, it seems, right now. You get a shorthanded goal, you kill off a penalty. Your goaltender is standing tall, getting the job done. Zielinski with a stop there. And I think you're kind of limiting also the opportunities in front. Just that one potential tip scoring chance. Been really the only thing that the Stampede was able to muster in that power play.
Plainfield clears this one down again. It's Jones. To the far side, Dominic Pasoli. Giving it back to Jones behind his own netminder. Kicked away by Plainfield. Bangs on neutral ice, gets this one ahead. Pasoli dances around one, then fires it in. You got just over 100 seconds to go in this first period. It's 1-0 Plainfield as the designated visitors, the number 5 seed, taking on the number 1 seed. Not just the designated visitors, guys, but the true visitors, as BGHW plays home games in this rink and currently sits on the home bench. I guess the only thing that makes it neutral is the game presentation by Sam Schwartz. Now a turnover here and a shot, they score! Reed Gergerts capitalizes on a miscue by Plainfield and ties it up 1-1.
Well, puck just goes behind the net. Just prior to that, Stampede didn't give up on it. They could have turned up ice and got a defensive posture. Gergerts gets the stick out, comes off the skate, right place, right time, skate, meet end of stick to the back of the net.
Reed Gergerts with his second goal of the AHAI State playoffs. We mentioned the hero last year in the semifinals, scoring the game-winning goal in overtime to send his team to the United Center. Now he's looking to help his team get back to the dance this year at Allstate Arena. As Sam Schwartz prepares to let us know, we're down to our final minute of play. Feely gets it ahead. Plainfield looking to respond. Here's a shot. A stick goes flying, and look at that. On one hop, Kyle Sebastian picks it right back up. Next, I don't know if you had a good view of that, but that was a pretty cool looking play. Now near side. Neutral ice. This one played ahead. Sebastian goes over to his co-captain. Actually, you got 3 captains on the ice right now for Plainfield. Usually in high school hockey, you'll see sometimes multiple captains, but 3 is unusual. Now the arm goes up here by the referee as this bounces into the crease. We've got a slashing call.
Go back here and take a look. Boy, I tell you, it was very touchy there. Sebastian tried to make a nice little move, I think, to go around behind the goal. And skipped and hopped over his stick. And then it was Zelensky who had to gobble it up.
So Plainfield is going back to the man advantage. We mentioned second best power play percentage on the West season. This face-off will come outside the blue line, and they'll have to regroup in the neutral zone. Urquidez, now Hugo. Off the far boards, and Pasoli tried to clear it out. First time he couldn't. Next time it's settled down by Christopher instead, and oh, that kind of snuck up on me. The time expired.
And guys, we have a penalty right here at the end. Really not a smart play. I think it was Ethan Gornick with it's either interference or roughing, take your pick, but that's going to negate the rest of the power play for Plainfield.
2 minutes for interference is the call. We'll dive into it a little bit more after our commercial break here on Marquee Sports Network. We'll be right back for second period action. Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. We're all set for the second period of play here in the Combined Division AHAI State semifinals of high school hockey here in the great state of Illinois. Plainfield and BGHW tied 1-1. Dylan Ward up here in the broadcast booth alongside Ray Crawford. Our sideline reporter is Max Anderson. We got Jimmy Olson, our technical engineer, assisted by the great Gerard Morris, Matt Freeman, and Max Dunn are our two camera operators. We've got a full crew here, Ray.
Hey, a full crew, all the angles are covered, right? We got it from down at ice level, up high, got the great replays.
How about these
The
penalty
close-ups.
cams?
Love the box cams.
So, speaking of the penalty box cams, Ethan Gornick does take that penalty after the time expires. Now Cam Christopher's going to draw another one. Centers it in front of the score! Aiden Gogarty! Just 2 seconds after the penalty was drawn. Who needs the power play? It's 2-1.
If you had any questions about why Cam Christopher is J.J. O'Connor Player of the Year for Combined, you saw it there in about a 10-second span. Draws the penalty, gets the primary assist by setting up Gogarty. Just an all-star play there by Christopher.
Well, gets hauled down. You're right, Max. Hauled down there, doesn't give up. The stick-to-itiveness to stay with the puck. Slide it out front for even a shot to be made on it past two Predator players. And it's a 2-1 advantage for the Stampede.
Got some kind of discussion going on at center ice with the captains and the officials. I don't see any problem with that goal. Looks like might be another penalty here.
I'm gonna go duck my head in and see what I can hear.
All right, Max, good luck with that. On game sheet, Aiden Eucrates loads in. So we get the official call from the referee, but Aiden Eucrates gets a slashing call. So what are they saying? Was there an extra penalty besides the one that they scored on the delayed penalty? Because ordinarily they wouldn't get a power play here.
There was a second penalty in the play.
Gotcha, Max.
Not sure exactly what it was, but that was the explanation I heard from linesmen.
And now the explanation being given to Sam Schwartz after he buzzes the horn to get the officials' attention.
Well, this has been a little bit of a bugaboo for Plainfield all year. They finished second in the West in penalty minutes, 404. And this is something, unfortunately, that's for them carried over here into the state playoffs. Got to maintain that discipline, especially against a powerhouse like the Stampede.
Yeah, Ray, 404 penalty minutes. That's in 24 games, so that's an average of 17 per game.
It's been something they've been battling all season.
You didn't realize there'd be a math test on this broadcast, did you, Dylan?
I guess not. I had to, not gonna lie, I did just whip out my calculator to figure that one out, but this is a power play that's 4-on-3 with the existing 4-on-4 for a decent amount of time, or actually, maybe no power play. Looks like we're skating 4-on-4, guys. I'm not really sure what's going on. Bitsky takes a shot. That's turned away by Alanis. Now here comes BGHW down the right wing side. Puts on the brakes, Gogarty. Sends it over to Pasoli, near side corner. Wanted to get that one back up top for Jones. But it's taken back by Plainfield instead. Colin Mahoney out to Feely. Maximus Feely, the lone goal scorer for Plainfield. Tries for another one there, and it goes wide of the net. Got 22 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey before it becomes a short BGHW power play. Cam Christopher. Now Pasoli brings it across, tried to center it for Costanza, and looked like on a second look it was going to get to him, but taken out instead by Plainfield. There's a shot from a tough angle, that off the stick of Jack Demke, and it wouldn't go. The power play has began for BG. BGHW is Buffalo Grove, Hersey, Wheeling. Those 3 schools accepting students to participate on the Stampede high school hockey team. Costanza comes across, left wing side, faked a shot. Now he'll take a lap. Costanza, right wing circle, taken away by Bangs, and he's held up. The players wanted a penalty there, but they're not going to get one.
Good job by Demke there to kind of step in, close off that seam, force a turnover.
Delayed offside here against Plainfield, and Bangs didn't know it. As he touches up, that's probably going to put the draw all the way back in their zone. Do you know a volunteer or youth player in your hockey community who deserves to be recognized? The Wolves and Guzman y Gomez have teamed up for the Little Wolves Amateur Hockey Volunteer of the Month program. Learn more at ChicagoWolves.com/fansden. Chicago Wolves been dipping their toe in the high school hockey world for the last half decade or so. SHL games and games from North Central have been played at Allstate Arena as well, as we get some pushing and shoving after the whistle. They'll host the 3 varsity state championships combined, boys red and the girls state championship. We know our red matchup at St. Viator versus New Trier. We know one of the 2 teams in combined, that's Maine Township. We'll take on the winner of this one.
Well, still got a long way to go in this one, right?
Yeah, it's still 12-18 to go in the second period. A game that kind of feels like has been inching along. Here's Reed Gergerts. Over to the far side, Antonucci. Taken back by Plainfield. Out to Hugel. Skate through the neutral zone, step over the line, Hugel. Below the goal line, throws it in front. That's intercepted by the stick of BGHW's Ryan Antonucci. Takes a shot on goal, and an easy save, maybe the easiest of the night for Zelensky.
Oh, great soft hands by Antonucci. Didn't panic, lets the puck settle, get down at the other end, and get a shot on goal.
We'll have the state championships for you on Marquee Sports Network as well. Live from Allstate Arena. 6 p.m. is the start time for the combined division. 8:30 for red.
Make sure you tune in at 5:30 for the pregame show on Marquee
right.
Sports Network. Ray Crawford will be anchoring things from Allstate Arena for us for that.
We're looking forward to it. Tee everybody up for the start at 6.
Jeremy Ellis back as well as his analyst, so a lot of familiar voices for those state championship games at Allstate.
It's going to be a real fun day at the beautiful facility. AHL Ice, and I'm not talking academic hockey league, guys. I'm talking American Hockey League. Cam Christopher going to get that one out to Costanza. Mahoney intercepts.
Well, I love Allstate Arena going over there. Easy in, easy out. I don't think there's a bad sight line in the whole building. It'll be a nice, intimate atmosphere.
Now here come the Stampede backhander on net. Lots of speed on that. Now Gargany grabs his own rebound and scores his second. And it's 3-1 Stampede.
Well, the Stampede goes over and shares the success on that goal with the students that have come and lined the glass here at West Meadows.
We've got a goalie change down here, boys.
Yeah, I caught that too, Max. Joseph Herchik is taking over for Zelensky, and alongside the goalie change, a timeout from Mike Bangs. Still a lot of game left. It's only a 2-goal game, but he knows that his team is the seeded underdog. They opened the scoring, Maximus Feely, but 3 unanswered by BGHW, and 2 separated by just under 3 minutes of playing time. Do you guys like the timeout here?
Yeah, I think definitely the momentum is in favor of the Stampede. I mean, they're just rolling right now. Plus, you want to get your new goaltender a chance to get in there, get his legs going a little bit. Now an opportunity here for the Predators, maybe to try to get some new energy with the change, with the timeout, rest up. Get the top group back out there and see how they can finish off this last 11:02 of the second period. Again, a lot of time here. If they can try to get down to the other end and get some shots on Atlanta's, and perhaps they can get a break too. They can get a shot come off a pad and a rebound. Right now with those 7 shots on goal, almost being doubled right now by the Stampede.
Yeah, 3 goals allowed on 13 shots for Sian Zielinski. Joseph Herchuk, 1-0-0 in the AHAI State tournament. He, of course, was in for that game against the Chiefs for that 6-1 victory back in the round of 16.
And a pretty impressive performance. Obviously stopping 19 of 20 shots.
Touched by a high stick of BG, but repossessed by Plainfield momentarily, so that's nullified. Now here come the Stampede. It's Carmen Carganella. Got it to the near side. Here's a shot, Ronkowski, and not sure if Herchuk got a piece of that or not. But welcome to the game, kid.
Yeah, he may just have got a little bit of the pad on there, but boy, that's quite a challenge on your first shot. Not exactly right in the breadbasket or something easy.
3-1 Stampede. Here's Bertucci, takes a shot and a save made by Alanis.
Well, the Stampede's certainly going to bring some pressure. Back the other way, and a great feed off the half wall from Ronkowski, then able to get that shot off. Trying to close things out, add a 4th goal here. But it's Herchuk who turns it away.
How about that camera work on the zoomed in face-off circle? Jimmy, is that you on that camera? I don't know who else it could be. Here's a shot, that one just wide by Ben Rausch. Back up top, Pelosi couldn't hold the line, and here come the Predators. Jack Demke, right wing side around Jones. One hand on his stick, looking for the 5-hole of Alanis, but couldn't find it. Now Reed Gergerts through the neutral zone. He comes over the line, right wing side. Dropped it off, now gets it back from his man, Ben Rausch. Near side, Rausch picks it back up again, goes up top, Pasoli. Backhand chips it down low for Yeet, but taken away by Ethan Gornick and sent out to the neutral zone where it's repossessed by BG. Nine minutes to go in the second. Centering pass, here's a shot, save, rebound, just sent wide on the follow-up by Costanza. Now Antonucci sends it down low, bounces off the end boards. Goggerty back up top, right point, fires it down low.
Boy, Herchuk getting warmed up real fast in there.
Antonucci with a shot. That one wouldn't go. Costanza had a wide open net if that puck was not bouncing on him. And so here come the Predators. Ethan Gornick over the line, takes a shot in and out of the glove of Alanis. Lucky for him, that juicy rebound didn't go right to a Predator. Now glove down by Antonucci. To the near side for Costanza, who lifts it out. This will go all the way down and become an icing. Or maybe not.
Wow, huge break there. I'm not sure how that could be ruled a intentional let go from Plainfield.
Well, we'll play on anyhow. We'll see if it matters. Here's Forsberg. Goes down to the far side for Ronkowski, back up top. Here's the shot from the right point. Mason Birkencotter let it fly, and the save is made by Herchuk. Now battle for the puck, near side corner, another hit far side, and it's brought out. Ukaitis. Urkaitis comes across, nice drop off pass, Sebastian with the shot, and Alanis forced to make an awkward save.
Alanis steering that one wide.
Now sent ahead, Ronkoski nearly the recipient of a breakaway pass, but just didn't get to him. Ronkoski at the circle, try to get that across for Pasoli. Deflects off and goes all the way down. We're past the halfway mark of regulation time. Big hit into the corner, and the Plainfield player injured, but quick to get back up. That's always good to see. That was Maximus Feely, their lone goal scorer.
I got a couple of AHAI supervisors down here shaking their heads. I don't know if that was in agreement or disagreement with the no call down there.
Speaking of no call, maybe a questionable one there, as it looked like a man from BG got tripped up, but no call. Now Pasoli with a shot deflected, and Gergertz was getting ready to celebrate his hat trick, but just not quite. 2 unanswered goals by Reed Gergertz alone. Now taken away Ben Rausch. He's taken down, that's gonna be a penalty, as Kyle Sebastian will take a trip to the box, and the Stampede are going back to the power play.
No questions about that one.
Yeah, after going back and forth, you know, you never. You get the call there, and after going back and forth, really just kind of wide open sprints from one end to the other. You see one of the players talking to one of the linesmen over there, like, you know, at some point you had to feel like you cut a couple oohs and ahs out of both ends of maybe some no calls. At some point, the arm's got to go up for something.
This is a state playoff game. The refs try to be as little of a part of the equation as they can be, but when something's blatant like that, you just have to. All right, here we go. Costanza up to Pasoli. Over to Cam Christopher now, top of the right circle. Sends it down low. Touchback along by Gogarty. To the slot, here's a shot, and it hit the post. One of the louder tings off the post you'll hear.
How about that? Unbelievable. I mean, just sniped. Hit the post. Didn't take a friendly bounce. Oh, I think it's a double doink.
Next, how was your view of that?
That was pretty cool from down here, guys. And saw the double doink. Ray just called it out at the end. It's Gornick, too, for Plainfield. Who's a little confused how his stick ended up in the hands of Cam Christopher, and there wasn't a penalty. And frankly, I agree with him.
These officials, like these players, are some of the best. With so much high school hockey going on during the regular season, as the teams that are still in it dwindle down, obviously, so do the referees. Pasoli goes across. Cam Christopher with the shot save made. Rebound Ronkoski. First look and second look both stop. Joseph Herchik, perfect so far since coming in relief. Now the other way, Bitsky shorthanded, trying to split the D, but couldn't catch up to his puck. Plainfield's only goal so far was shorthanded. Here's Ronkoski, leaving it for Pasoli. Pasoli left circle, takes the shot, had an open spot in the net on the right side, but his shot got blocked. Now Plainfield will look to clear it. First time they can't. Cam Christopher with the shot. The Remeza bodies Costanza in the mix as well, but that's kicked away by Herchik. Now back up high, Christopher lets one rip, and that is blocked and deflected into the corner by Demke. Cam Christopher, Combined Division Player of the Year, back up to Pasoli. Sending it down low, left side circle. This is Ronkoski. Up to the high slot, takes the shot save, rebound, they try and hack and whack. Now a man is cross-checked into the blue paint, no call there. As it's cleared all the way down, power play has come to an end. Look out, giveaway, Sebastian leaves it for Feely, who takes a shot, and that's stopped by Alanis. That had trouble written all over it, but really they couldn't get the shot off in time, and Alanis was able to get right back into position.
It'll look like the recipient of that cross-check here at this end may have been Costanza, and he went back to the bench a little bit slow.
Now this one cleared out. Sebastian takes a shot from a tough angle. Net is off, with BGHW having possession of the puck. Able to fix it in live time as Ronan Alanis.
A little DIY work down there in the net.
This one arced in, and look out. Unable to corral it cleanly was Alanis. Now this is poked ahead. Here comes Carmen Carganella, and a big save made by Joseph Herchuk. Now the other way, Ukadis takes the shot, and that's gobbled up. But how about Herchuk on the other side? 8 for 8 since coming in.
Boy, done a great job. Good stop here. The scramble in front. Shot. That's the double doink. It went off the boat. Another look. It's definitely worth multiple looks. Good stops. And at the other end, Alanis taking care of business as well and doing a little network on the way before the whistle.
Dylan Ward, Ray Crawford, Max Anderson. Your crew here in West Meadows as we approach the intermission. If you're new to high school hockey, just 2-minute quick timeout after the first. Full Zamboni ice cut between the second and third. I don't know what Jimmy's got queued up in between the periods, but if you're watching pregame, you saw me, along with my partner Luke, on the SHL Network Scholastic Sit Down podcast, where we previewed the state semifinals. Here's a shot, that one wide of the net. Now Hugel near side, sends over to the left circle. You got to think for Plainfield, I wouldn't say it's must score before the period is over, but boy, that would go a long way heading into the third.
It sure would. I mean, to be down one after all the PK time you've had to endure in this second period, the first two periods.
Plainfield into the zone. Puck taken back by Ryan Antonucci. Gets it back again. Off the far boards. Try and play it deep, but it's cleared off the boards and out. Final 100 seconds, Antonucci's hit hard into the near boards by Tressel Tomcho. Now here comes Aiden Gogarty with a shot. Glove save made by Herchuk, who's now 10 for 10.
I feel like I hear the pregame words from Mike Bangs when I see some of these hits along the boards from the Predators. Hey, look, play with no fear. They're certainly doing that.
Hockey fans, visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to pick up the official 2026 High School State Championships t-shirts and souvenir puck, along with a wide selection of Wolves jerseys, sweatshirts, tees, hats, and more. ChicagoWolvesStore.com. Cam Christopher, right circle with a shot, and another save made by Herchuk.
Well, Herchuk's body language kind of helps tell the story here. He looks very comfortable. And Ned had eyes on that one all the way. I mean, his job, a tough one, a tall order. We talk about Plainfield wanting to try to score here. The Stampede's not stopping either. Face off to his left.
50-50 puck. Still no clear possession. Now Plainfield looked like they had it. Now they will arc this one out. Chasing after it is Kyle Sebastian. Tough angle shot is stopped by Alanis. Tenths of a second on the clock. We're in our final minute of play here in the second period. Here comes Ronkowski. Over the line left wing side, chips it in. They are offside. The linesman will catch him and stop play.
Well, we've seen it a couple of times. Demke, that last time down, Sebastian trying to take that outside, trying to get the edge. And when they are able to cut the angle, though, the shooting angle, just really not there. So, so Stampede doing a good job of taking away those center scoring lanes.
Now Carganella knocks into Gornick, got it over to Gergers for the hat trick. His shot is blocked and deflected aside. Under 30 to go. This is knocked in by the Stampede. Sent out by Plainfield. Sebastian Comes across the line, gets around Pasoli. Sebastian with another tough angle shot, looking for that top right corner to sneak that one in, maybe off the mask. It was his intent, but no luck. Now another shot, good kick save made by the left pad of Alanis. As time runs out on period number 2, a round of applause given by the BGHW fan section, parents and students alike. After they go down 1-0, they've rattled off 3 straight and are currently sitting 15 minutes away from a state championship appearance if they can hang on.
Well, as the Predators come off the ice, one of the big headlines probably from those first 2 periods is the goalie change. And that's the benefit that you have if you're Mike Bangs of having 2 goaltenders who've played in this tournament. So we take a look back through this first 2 periods of play and these scoring opportunities, and that shorthanded goal was a huge start for Plainfield. And then Stampede able to answer. And we've seen some of their top stars and some of their top players, even if they're not scoring, doing the little things in the neutral zone, keeping the puck in the zone, setting up their teammates. And again, a 3-1 lead here for the Stampede after 2.
All right, players will take a rest. We will too here on Marquee Sports Network. Second period is over. BGHW leads 3-1. Don't go anywhere. We've still got 15 minutes, maybe more, to decide it. Who's going to Allstate Arena to face off against Maine Township? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Wow.
I
So,
remember
I mean,
because when I was broadcasting the game, Luke, they were shaking hands at center ice, and then I'm like, I had to think for a second. Wait a minute, yeah, this was the finale.
yeah, so they
So
played October 3rd, October 22nd, and then November 19th.
Yep.
York won 2 of the 3. They won the last 2 as well. I think South could absolutely give them a fight, but it's completely fair to say that York is the favorite. I like the way that they've been playing hockey. They were silenced, though, by St. Viator. They got to get their offensive identity back. Yes, you beat Hinsdale Central handily with 6 goals in the state tournament, but you're not playing Hinsdale Central anymore. That's not a knock to the Red Devils, but you're playing an SHL opponent. You're playing Thomas Preston, who's been very impressive this season, has had some great moments. And, I mean, somebody's got to step it up on Glenbrook's South end because they played Notre Dame. That game was way closer than they wanted it to be, as well as I heard that Notre Dame might have had some key players out of that matchup. But hey, it could be a reality check, and now they're ready to play their best hockey. So once again, York is my favorite to win. That doesn't mean they're going to win. That's what the quarterfinals are about, Dylan. Let's go.
let's go. I love this time of year, Luke. And you know what? I was at that GBS versus Notre Dame game, obviously, and I'll tell you what, the Notre Dame fans absolutely packed that barn. I would say it's probably 75 to 80% Notre Dame fans,
Wow.
parents and student section alike. So GBS is able to get it done in their building, but in front of a road crowd, you might say. And I know Glenbrook South actually has the turnabout dance on Saturday, so hopefully that doesn't detract too many people from this big game, but it definitely will to some of them.
Yeah, well, at least it's turnabout. It could always be prom.
Right,
Prom at this
exactly.
time would be absolutely brutal. I think I might have went to one turnabout in high school. So, I mean, if you know about this team and you know the state of where they are, it's worth it's worth missing turnabout to give them a shot on what they hope to not be their last game of the season.
Well, if any of those teams we just mentioned win, the semifinals are the next day, Sunday. 1 o'clock would be the winner of New Trier and St. Ignatius versus the winner of Loyola Lake Forest. And the second game is, of course, the winner of Viator and GBN versus the winner of York and GBS. So
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but real quick, Dylan, we could have a New Trier Loyola semifinal if the 2 and 3 seeds win. So that could be
Luke, not only that, we could have a North-South semifinal on the other side if
wow. I didn't
GBS
think
and
of that.
GBN win.
That's
So
true.
that
Much more
imagine,
improbable, but hey,
yeah, imagine those two games back to back at West Meadows to
holy
see who
cow.
goes to Allstate Arena. Oh my goodness gracious, that would be incredible.
That'd be nuts.
Well, Luke, we just looked at the Red Division quarterfinals, so let's take a look at the Combined Division quarterfinals, which are coming up too. These will all be on Saturday, February 28th. Same day as the Red Division, but different rink. These games will all be at Rosemont Ice Arena. So, Luke, let's take a look at the bracket. You've got Buffalo Grove Hersey Wheeling, BGHW, of course, taking on the Libertyville Ice Cats in the 1 versus 9 game. That one's at 6:20 p.m. And then the winner of that game would go on to play the winner of Prep versus Plainfield. That game's also taking place at Rosemont on Saturday at 4:10 p.m. Then on the bottom half of the bracket, you've got Maine versus Chicago North as the 2 versus 7 seed. And then the number 3 seeded Warriors taking on Glenbard. So the earlier rounds were all chalk except for Rockford, who was the number 8 seed, who was my dark horse to win the combined state championship. They get beaten 5-3 by the Ice Cats, and they're the 9 seed. They go on. But besides that, it's all 1v9, 4v5, 2v7, 3v6. Luke, we have an opportunity to see a rematch of the state championship last season between BGHW and the Warriors. Maine, the number 2 seed, also a threat. What sticks out to you about this combined division bracket?
Well, I mean, what really sticks out to me, Dylan, is what we can get in the semifinals when you look down the line here. I mean, on the bottom half, you could get a 2-3 Maine versus Warriors matchup. You could also get a 7-3 Chicago North Warriors matchup, which we all know how that went last year and how
Mm.
chaotic that was. 3 overtimes. Me and Dylan were on the call for that. And also, you can't count out Glenbard either. Like, I think of the 2-7, 3-6 matchups, these could maybe even be closer than what we see up above. Obviously, BGHW Ice Cats, that should go in the favor of BGHW. There's no excuse to lose that game. And then Prep and Plainfield. This is going to be an incredible game, Dylan. Plainfield is on a tear. We mentioned coming back and winning that game against Warriors in the West Cup. They're running in red hot, but Prep also won their championship as well. So although it's a 4 or 5 matchup, these are the two champions of the two most competitive combined leagues between the West and North Central. So that Prep Plainfield, whoever wins that game, I do kind of like their odds to have a chance against BGHW and be a 4 or 5 seed at the Allstate Arena. But we'll get there when we get there. We've got the semifinals for you on Sunday, and those are going to be unpredictable to say the least, because I do think Chicago North is undervalued as a 7 seed. I think Glenbard is undervalued as a 6 seed. I think Plainfield is undervalued as a 5 seed. So we could have a lot of shakeup after this weekend.
Yeah, Luke, and we've got the semifinals and the championship, of course, for you live on the SHL network. And Luke, kind of similar to what you were talking about, but when you take a look at the Illinois North Central regular season, there was some controversy, right? Prep got the coach's trophy there. I don't know if it's called the coach's trophy. Buffalo Grove gets the number 1 seed. They could very well play each other in the semifinals, which I think would just be pure cinema to see who actually is the rightful owner of that, top of the North Central, so to speak.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was definitely probably some frustration coming from Prep knowing that they did not get that 1 seed and they got bumped found bizarre because they're a very well-rounded team. They have a great goaltender in Ryan Pett. I that they're gonna come in with some anger, some fire under their feet if they end up playing BGHW because remember BGHW the 1 seed, but they did not even win their own North Central. I guess the best case for that 1 seed was winning the North Central West crossover, but I mean, I don't think that's how you I don't think that's how you value that. But BGHW will have a chance to prove me wrong. Otherwise, I really don't know if I wouldn't think they're a top team in the state right now.
And also, imagine the entire quarterfinals are chalk too. You got BGHW Prep on one side, Maine versus Warriors on the other side. That's a battle of North Central and battle of Illinois West, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's a lot of really cool storylines going on in the combined division bracket. But that'll do it for our coverage there. Again, quarterfinals are on Saturday, same day as the Red Division quarterfinals, but at Rosemont Ice Arena. 2 games at 4 o'clock, 2 games at 6 o'clock. And then you've got the semifinals the following day at West Meadows, 5:30 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. Those 2 games will be on SHL Network.
too. Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. It is a 3-1 BGHW lead. Max Anderson down at ice level with BGHW head coach Chris Waters.
Thanks, Dylan. Chris, you guys got down early against a plucky Plainfield team. How'd you feel about your team's response?
They responded great. I mean, 1 goal is not going to win this game. I don't think 3 goals are going to win this game. You got to come out and just with that same energy.
What was your message to your team in that locker room here with 17 minutes between you and a state championship appearance?
If we win every shift, we win the game. So just go out there and win every shift.
All right, Chris, good luck. Dylan, back up to you.
Thanks, Max. Dylan Ward up here in the booth alongside Ray Crawford. That was Max Anderson. He's down at sideline level. Chris Waters, the head coach, saying that you can't take your foot off the gas pedal if you're BGHW. 3 goals is not going to win this game, at least according to him. We'll see what they can do with 15 minutes left.
Hey, listen, you never want to take anything for granted. We saw what Plainfield was able to do shorthanded. Nothing saying that they can't pull that off again here in the third. And then you're talking about a 1-goal game and breathing life back into the thing for the Predators.
Plainfield was the team that opened the scoring. It was Maximus Feely, shorthanded breakaway. Reed Gergertz, Aiden Gogarty, and Aiden Gogarty with another one to get BGHW to a 3-1 lead here in the state championship semifinal. Icing here, fresh sheet of ice, BGHW in black, Plainfield in white.
Well, let's see what happens here in goal for the Predators. Joseph Reisick stopped 11 of all 11 shots he faced in relief of Cian Zielinski.
Yes, and we do apologize. Reisick instead of Herchik. We got that report during the intermission. Face off at the circle to Reisick's left. And it is won by his teammates in Plainfield. Far side, they punch it out. Knocked right back in by BGHW, not very far. Intercepted by Logan Hugel. Hugel was the OT hero in Game 3 of the West Cup against the Warriors in their regular season, or I should say league season playoffs. Cam Christopher. Back up, Pelosi sends it down low. Colin Mahoney now. Taken back by Gogarty, sitting on 2 goals, Aiden Gogarty. But the net comes off its moorings as a Plainfield player goes crashing into his own.
Boy, the Stampede just relentless on the pressure. Even when they don't have the puck, they take away that time and space. They're able to get the puck back. Just a quick whistle here to kind of stop that momentum.
Tickets are on sale now for the Illinois Boys Varsity Combined and Red Varsity High School State Championships at Allstate Arena on March 6th. That is this coming Friday. For tickets, visit chicagowolves.com/state championships.
And for all those western suburban folks that just have to go to Allstate instead of battling all the way downtown on a Friday night.
Yeah. Allstate Arena, beautiful facility. One of the bigger primary facilities in the American Hockey League. I know there's a couple teams that play in their NHL counterparts. Centering pass, here's a shot, and that hits the post, and then a follow-up is kept off the line by Ronan Alanis. Big-time chance for Plainfield to get back within 1, and a huge stop for the Stampede netminder.
To me, a little bit of flashback for that gold medal game. And Hellebuck reaches back behind him, and he's able to get the stick down on the ground, keep it from going over that line. One more look, gets the post, a friendly bounce, not quite. It comes out, but then goes off the back of the skate of Alanis, and whoa, able to ice it and hold on.
If only we had that great overhead view.
Told Jimmy we need to add that for next year.
Jimmy, you writing that one down? 10 cameras is not enough. Go ahead, Max.
Overhead camera, maybe a drone, you know.
Yes, drone.
Have some fun with it.
The sky cam. That was a fun feature at the Olympics, speaking of that, Ray.
Oh, yeah, it was an amazing feature. I mean, what a moment, what a shot. A lot of great pictures coming that will last generations to come as the images of great memories for both the men and the women.
both 2-1 winners in overtime over Canada. Megan Keller, Jack Hughes. Talk about the goalies as well, Aaron Frankel and Connor Hellebuck. Try and tip this one out. Stampede bring it up. Yee goes across. Knocked in by Gergertz right on net from the neutral zone, and that's an easy one for Reisick.
And we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Boy, the sport of hockey in the United States, you've got now the reigning for the next 4 years, the reigning Olympic champions for the men and women's side. You got arenas that are emerging. Rosemont Arena just opening this year. Other arenas going up. The Fifth Third Arena downtown expanding 100%. 4 sheets, steel coming into that building as well. Lots of growth, a great time for the sport of hockey.
Guys, real quick, Maximus Feely, the game's lone goal scorer for Plainfield, just left the ice. Didn't look to be an injury or anything like that, but went back to the locker room, something to keep an eye on as they try to make a comeback.
Yeah, Max, you took the words out of my mouth. I caught that too. I didn't see anything injury related. Maybe just an equipment thing, but we'll see if he gets back on the ice soon. As you said, Max, their lone goal scorer.
No sooner than I said it, just came jogging back out.
Well, there you go.
Make sure someone gives that door a push. That's the one that caused some problems yesterday.
Face-off taken by Plainfield. Cullen Jones. Excuse me, Ethan Gornick, the other number 2. Gornick down the left wing side takes a shot. How's that save? Flashy from Ronan Alanis.
Well, Alanis just has been steady throughout this tournament. 8+ periods of play. And just allowing the 1 goal so far in all 3 games, allowing just 1 goal per game.
That's exactly right. The lone goal he's allowed tonight was on a shorthanded breakaway. That's never one you can chalk to the goaltender. But he's had a really solid night. He's only seen 15 shots, but he's made some big saves.
Reisick continues to be steady in relief too for the Predators at the other end.
No doubt after coming in relief. 13 for 13 defending the Predators' goal. Battle for the puck in the corner. Same 3-1 score as we've had since 11:02 remaining in the second period. We're going to get a penalty here against the Stampede. They don't like the call. It's holding. Looks like Jacob Forsberg is going to go.
I don't know, it looked somewhat innocent to me compared to the way the pace of these playoffs have been.
Cam Christopher wants some kind of brief explanation. That's a good point. I mean, if that's called in the regular season, you don't necessarily bat an eye, but here in this game, you don't like to come out and say explicitly that the refs are calling it a little bit differently, but it is just part of hockey and part of sports and all. Plainfield is off to work on the power play. They've had a few opportunities tonight. 34% in their regular season. Here's Ukaitis. To Gornick. Down by Gogarty, and he will send it all the way in. Far side, picked up by Aiden Ukaitis. Now he gets it back from Ethan Gornick. Fire it in down the right wing side, around the boards, and to the near side for Hugel. Battle for the puck below the line. Still not free yet. Now it pops free for BG, and they will clear it, Aiden Gogarty.
Well, good job there, too, by Cullen Jones. Kind of gummed things up, able to kick the puck out and then clear.
Now here comes Gornick. Across the line, takes the shot. That flickers in on net. And an awkward save required from Ronan Alanis. But he makes it, and his teammates clear it.
I feel like something might have slowed that puck a little bit down there. Almost like a changeup
Now here come the Predators. Urquidez. Near side corner goes down low below the line for Sebastian. Sebastian surveys, sends it to the slot, and they score! What a play! Tapped home by Landon Porter. And it is a one-goal game as Plainfield has a shorty and a PPG in this one.
Boy, a huge goal right here for Plainfield on the power play. Just 24 seconds remaining in it. And it's Porter able on the weak side, far side, get position, alone, untouched, and just a quick right on the tape and an easy tap in, and it's a one-goal game.
So the plot thickens here at West Meadows Ice Arena. Don't you dare go anywhere. You're watching the Combined Division semifinals on Marquee Sports Network. Winner of this game advances to Allstate Arena on Friday to take on Maine Township in the state chip. Maine 1-0 winners over the back-to-back champs, Warriors. I'm looking around. I don't see the team, but I'm sure they're in the building somewhere scouting their opponent. If not, watching on Marquee. Over to the far side, Reed Gergerts. We'll see how BGHW responds. Dominic Pasoli out to Yee. He splits around one. Ethan Yee. Near side half wall, gets it back up to Selleck. Right point, slides it across. Dominic Pasoli gets it down low. Taken back by Weston Jones-Banks. Off the skate of the referee. Stampede get it back. Here's Yee. Below the goal line, look to center it, but it's picked off by Plainfield, and they'll send it out to the neutral zone.
Good job defensively from Bertucci. Intercept, flick it out.
These two teams are meeting for the 4th time this season. They do not play in the same league, but they have seen each other on 3 other occasions. BGHW with a 5-0 win in the preseason tournament back on September 16th as Sebastian takes a shot. That one's over the crossbar. Then they played to a 3-3 tie in the Stevenson Battle of the Bird Thanksgiving tournament. Ended up rematching in the final where BGHW won 5-3. So 3 meetings, all in tournament play. Here's a backhand shot, and that's gobbled up by Alanis.
Good job here. Cam Smith looking one way. Cameron Christopher. Heigl gets behind him. Able to get a decent shot off, but right into the stomach of Alanis.
8:21 remaining in regulation. Dylan Ward here on the call. Happy you found your way to either Marquee Sports Network or SHL Network on this Sunday evening. This concludes our 8th broadcast in the last 2 days, Ray. Great work here by our entire crew and our revolving door of broadcasters, but I want to give a very special shout out to 3 gentlemen, Jimmy Olson, Matt Freeman, and Gerard Boris, the only members of our crew who have been on staff for each and every of these 8 games.
You know, these hockey players are dedicated, but I'll tell you, the crew here at the SHL Network, matching that dedication. If you don't have a passion and enjoyment for the game of hockey, you don't do it. So it looks like the discussion there is where the faceoff was going to be. They originally brought it out to the dot just beyond the blue line. Now they've taken it into the Stampede's own end.
We'll see if it proves costly. Left circle face-off here in the attacking zone for Plainfield. Urquidez against Forsberg. Puck is won by the Stampede, and they will punt this one down. Will it go right on net? Yes. Nice aim to avoid nicing and make him chase it all the way. Mahoney to the far side. Sebastian now picks it up. Backhander off the boards, brought ahead. Pasoli looked to backhand it down. Now Jones back in his own zone, goes across for Pasoli. Grabbed by Forsberg. He'll skate through the neutral zone. Jacob Forsberg over the line, takes the shot, and a save made by Reisick. Rebound goes right to his own man and sent out to the neutral zone. Pasoli blocks it with his body. And now Carangella. I should say. Sent out by the Predators once again. Icing here. 7:20 to go, and you can't forget, Ray, Plainfield took their timeout after they went down 3-1, so they find themselves in a position late in the game where they're still the same score. They don't have that to use.
Yeah, I mean, they took that opportunity when they made the goalie change to, like you mentioned, call that timeout, try to regroup and reset. They're down 3-1 at that point.
So far, I'd say it's worked. They've held BGHW off the scoreboard since 11:09 remaining in the second period. We're now down to 7 minutes remaining in the third. And in that time, Plainfield has outscored them 1-0. Back below the line. This is taken by Colin Mahoney. Plainfield goals from Maximus Feely and Landon Porter. Can they get another here? It's centered and bobbling in the air, crashing the net. Jack Demke, but he couldn't follow through with the finish. Now outlet pass finds Cam Christopher, the captain of the Stampede. Christopher, near side, throws it across. Here's the shot, that gets blocked. Now loose puck eventually is settled down by Ethan Gornick, and he comes to the near side for Porter. Out to the neutral zone, just past the stick of its intended target, Maximus Feely. As Porter takes a man down in the neutral zone, gonna get a penalty for that, and he goes palms up. But it's gonna be a cross-check or maybe a check from behind, we'll see.
Guys, how about that turn of events, though? The save that Atlantis made, not the prettiest you'll ever see. It was an awkward shot, an awkward deflection. Puck was fluttering just over him, able to make sure that puck doesn't go in, and just about 30 seconds later, BGHW is going to head to the power play. But big moment there as they keep the lead and now have a chance to extend it.
6:03 to go, 2-minute power play. Be 4:03 left when the penalty expires. Plainfield opened the scoring back in the first period with a shorty. I'm sure from their perspective now it'd be a great time for another. Here's a shot by Pasoli. That's deflected aside. Costanza back up top, Pasoli. Near side, Cam Christopher goes across to the left circle. Now Pasoli high slot, Christopher right circle. Back over, here's a shot, Costanza save, rebound, they score! Jackson Ronkoski restores the Stampede's 2-goal advantage. 24 seconds into the power play, it's 4-2.
Well, again, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Plainfield has had some struggles keeping out of the penalty box throughout the season. The man advantage here for the Stampede in the third period, and a chance to increase the lead and double it by 2. The first attempt on the rebound missed, but not the second.
And look at the emotion from Ronkoski. 2 assists in the AHAI State tournament coming into this game. That's his first goal. Aiden Gogarty gets a primary assist. That's his 3rd point of the night. And the task gets taller for the Plainfield Predators, that penalty proving costly here late in the game. No timeout available for Plainfield. They used it back in the second period after going down 3-1. We're gonna get a whistle here. Is that a hand pass?
And he closed his hand on the puck there.
It's a good pickup by you, Max. Tell you what, they're lucky that the faceoff is staying in the neutral zone in spite of it being on their defensive half. Max Anderson down at ice level. picking up things we might not necessarily, being up here in the broadcast booth. Ray Crawford to my left, to my right, I should say. My name's Dylan Ward.
Here's
and another penalty coming up as Bangs is going to go for roughing. BGHW, who just moments ago scored on the power play, are going to get another chance.
It's tough. Better not pick up the extra. Unsportsmanlike, slamming the door to the penalty box.
Just 2 minutes. But Plainfield, I would almost say that they desperately need a shorthanded goal right now. I mean, they're going to have 3 minutes. That's more than enough time, but this is your season on the line. Don't be afraid to be a little bit aggressive here. Same unit out there that scored the PPG just moments ago. Pasoli. Down to Costanza, back to Pasoli, near side Christopher. Back up top, Pasoli. Backhands it down low for Costanza again. Now Pasoli up top takes a shot, bouncing in, and that's stopped by Reisick. Costanza, left circle, tried to pass back up to the point, but it's intercepted by the stick. Here comes Kyle Sebastian, shorthanded, drops it off. Not sure if he intended to or not, but it didn't work out. Now Cam Christopher down the left wing side, backhander, and that's stopped. Rebound back up top, Costanza with the shot, looking for the back door. Deflection by Ronkoski, but couldn't find it. Now Pasoli to the net, save made, juicy rebound, but it's found by the Predators and lofted out. 4 minutes to go.
Good hustle there by Christopher. He was charging the lane, had to turn right around, sprint all the way back, disrupt. Plainfield coming back the other way so they could bring the puck back up ice.
Stampede taking their time, and why not? Reed Gergerts. Far side Forsberg sends it up to the left point. Gergerts backhands it down low near side. Ethan Gornick finding the puck and coming out of the zone with it. Then he is run into by Gergerts as those two collide. No penalty there. Here's a shot that just sizzles high of the net. Back out to the neutral zone for Carginella. Fired down by Plainfield. Penalty coming to an end. Ready to come out of the box is Bangs. He does. And we're back to 5-on-5. You got to think the goalie pull is coming at the next offensive zone possession. This is deflected up and into the netting by Reisick.
Much needed breath here for the Predators after being able to kill off that penalty.
Do you know a volunteer or a youth player in your hockey community who deserves to be recognized? The Wolves and Guzman y Gomez have teamed up for the Little Wolves Amateur Hockey Volunteer of the Month program. Learn more at chicagowolves.com/fansden. The final push here by Plainfield is coming, trying to keep their season alive. Illinois West Division champions and the number 5 seed here in the AHAI Combined Division. Here is a pass across Sebastian. What a stop made by Alanis. Now Plainfield looking to keep pressure on. Still in his cage is Reisick. Here's a shot from up high. That takes a deflection down to the far side. Costanza able to clear the zone. Now Cam Christopher runs into Gornick. He's got a breakaway, and he scores! The J.J. O'Connor Player of the Year appears to have just confirmed his team's spot at Allstate Arena.
Well, you definitely need your best players to be their best players in these types of games. But he's done just about everything here for this Stampede team. Breakaway, nicely done to the left of Reisick. Tries to get a glove down on it, just a little bit too late. In the effort, even to get the puck right there as Gornick was going down. Gornick stayed on the ice on one knee for a little while. He may have been gassed. time Christopher is able to come by and pick the puck, take it to the other way and score. And now a 3-goal lead with 2:07 left. And it looks like Stampede will take that timeout.
Now a little bit of a goalie equipment issue there.
High fives all around to our left in a packed BGHW Stampede fan section. Parents and students alike. Back to center ice we go, and we'll see if Plainfield pulls the goalie. Remember, no timeout. Down by 3 goals, your season on the line. I don't see any reason why you don't try it. But it's got to happen soon. Delayed offside, and Carangella circle back and go over to Pasoli. Bertucci with 100 seconds to play in regulation time. Here comes Elias Blanco.
I don't even see a coach on Plainfield's bench looking at the goalie.
They might be resigning here. Wrap around didn't work out for Blanco. Fan shot at the point. And now backhanded out by Ronkoski. We're approaching the final minute of play here at West Meadows Ice Arena. BGHW in the driver's seat. Bertucci, far side corner, back up to the right point. Here's a shot deflected and just narrowly missed. Now a turnaround shot held onto by Alanis as they battle for it, poking away, and now the emotion starting to come out.
Well, Alanis, now we got a penalty here, so.
Don't go anywhere. We've got the post-game interview coming up. That's sponsored by Loyola Academy Hockey Club. Penalties going against Nicholas Bertucci. And BGHW is going to conclude this one on a power play. Max has got a couple of different guys to choose from. Aiden Gogarty, 2 goals. Alanis in net, 18 saves on 20 shots so far. Cam Christopher, the J.J. O'Connor Player of the Year and captain of this Stampede team. We'll have to find out. Here comes Plainfield. Feely with a shot in and out of the glove of Alanis. And down to the far side corner. Stampede to the near side, it's Christopher. He'll let time drip. Well, Plainfield gave them their toughest test yet. But the Stampede, after winning 8-1 over Naperville, 4-1 over the Ice Cats, will finish this one off. 5-2 winners with 3.3 on the clock. The boys start to come off the bench and the coaches say, come on back.
Now just one more little tiny piece of business here, this last 3.3.
BGHW lost to the Warriors at the United Center a year ago in double overtime. They were the #1 seed last year as well. #1 seed in the combined division this year. On my hockey rankings, currently the best non-SHL team, ranked 9th in the state. The buzzer sounds and it's official. BGHW is headed to Allstate Arena, and they'll take on Maine for a chance at a state trophy.
Well, a well-earned celebration. In the corner with the student section. That's one thing that's been great about all these games is the fan support from all the schools coming out, the students showing their enthusiasm. You know, throughout the season, a lot of high school players play just in front of their family. They play at 8 in the morning. And to have that excitement, you go support their teammates at a football game, their classmates at a football game, at a basketball game, whatever the other sport may be. It's great to look over there and see at the glass your classmates coming out to support you in the state semifinals.
And Ray, you know, obviously this game started at 7:45, but we've seen some great turnouts for earlier games today. New Trier yesterday. How about the 11:30 a.m. puck drop? They had a big student section against the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Packed crowd at 1 p.m. today between New Trier and Loyola. And here in the combined division, it's no different. They had some great student sections over in Rosemont yesterday as well. I've seen according to some pictures. And BGHW is moving on.
That's right. Clear your Friday night calendar, right?
That's right.
If you're one of the 4 teams going, you want to be sure to get all the students there. No excuses. You got several days to prepare. Get to Allstate Arena on Friday.
All right, well, Max Anderson appears to have summoned Aiden Gogarty, who scored 2 goals and had an assist in the winning effort here today. Go ahead, Max.
Thanks, Dylan. Aiden, 2 goals and an assist to send your team to the state championship. What are you feeling right now?
It feels absolutely amazing.
I'm sure that ice bath felt pretty amazing too.
Any water on the mic?
Nope, dodged it again.
Beautiful.
All right, we're getting Aiden back here. Aiden, I think we were saying what it felt like to get 3 points in a game to send your team to the state championship.
Feels absolutely amazing. This is my last year of hockey. After last season's loss in the state championship, we're going back and we're going to bring it home, baby.
I was just going to ask that very question. Heartbreaking loss in the state championship at double overtime last year. What do you guys need to do differently this year to beat a very capable Maine team?
Shots on goal. We beat them once this year. We'll beat them again.
Aiden, go celebrate with your teammates. Have some fun. We'll see you Friday night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Dylan, back up to you.
Thanks, Max. We'll send it to one more break. When we come back, Ray and I will have some closing remarks on what's been a great day here at West Meadows Ice Arena. BGHW wins it 5-2. We'll be right back. I totally forgot. I'm supposed to do that before the interview, but
Well, how long's a break? 2 minutes? It'd have been hard to hold him down there for 2 minutes, maybe.
we did that for the last game, though.
Oh, it worked for the last? Okay.
Yeah, I just told him don't go anywhere.
I mean, you know, when you win, it's a
you
whatever you want me to do, man.
Yep. Oh, we're gonna be on camera here.
If you want to, sure.
Hey, feel free, make sure you plug the tickets on sale, especially.
Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. That was a fun one. Plainfield with the game's opening goal shorthanded. BGHW responded with 3, and that third goal proved to be the game winner. Aiden Gogarty with 2, including that GWG. Dominant effort by BGHW, and they proved today why they're the #1 seed.
Well, the Stampede put behind the 8 ball right there early on, down 1-0, as you mentioned, Dylan, on that shorthanded goal. Never gave up. Plainfield survived a little bit of a goalie change. They made a change, had some success, but boy, the Stampede just kept coming. Penalties started to become a little bit of a problem, so a lot of time on the PKs there, especially in the third period there for Plainfield. The Stampede able to gather, collect a couple more goals and secure this win, and they're on to the state championship game.
Final shots on goal were 37-23 in favor of the winning BGHW. And for all the Stampede fans out there, your team is on to the state championship on Friday, March 6th at Allstate Arena. That game will start at 6 o'clock p.m. Be sure to grab your tickets at chicagowolves.com/state championships. Ray, you and I will both be in the building as we will bring you that game on Marquee Sports Network as well. It should be an absolute riot.
Would want to be nowhere else on Friday night. You got plenty of time, folks. Get your tickets, get out to Allstate Arena, see some exciting high school hockey. The best teams in the state in high school hockey will be on center ice there at Allstate Arena. We'll be there, and we want you to be there alongside of us too. Great arena, great atmosphere for the state championship game. You won't want to miss it.
Well, that's a wrap on our quadruple header today and our 8 games over the span of 2 days. Want to give a huge shout out to our great technical engineer, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen, at the helm for all 8 games. Matt Freeman on camera for all 8 games. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer for all 8 games. And for this game specifically, and today specifically, we had Max Dunn on the corner cam, Max Anderson down at sideline, Ray Crawford, and I'm Dylan Ward saying we appreciate you spending your time with us. One more time, the final. BGHW wins it 5-2 and moves on to the final. We'll see you on Friday night, either at the rink or on Marquee Sports Network. Either way, don't miss it. We'll see you then.